Hello everyone, welcome to my class. In this video, I will be starting with the third chapter of class 10th history, that is nationalism in India. Students, this chapter is basically dealing with two important movements led by Mahatma Gandhi, that is the non-cooperation movement and the civil disobedience movement. But there are certain developments which I found as very essential to understand these two movements that happened before these two movements, right? Actually, these developments, these events prepare a base for these movements. So, your better understanding, for the sake of your better understanding, I will be discussing some of the important years and the developments that took place on those years, which actually prepares a background for Mahatma Gandhi ji to start these movements, right? So simultaneously we'll be covering these two movements also, and we'll try to understand the developments that were taking place politically in India in the early 20th century. When we talk about the Indian freedom struggle, we actually associate, or we see the beginning of this in the from year 1857, when the first revolt of 1857 happened. But politically, if we talk about the freedom struggle started, it started with the growth of a political party in the form of Indian National Congress in the year 1885. This was the first political party when formed in 1885. The first session of this party was held in Bombay, and it was presided over by W.C. Banerjee, Vyomesh Chandra Banerjee. There were different leaders across India took part in this session. These sessions are very important from map point of view. Many times these sessions are asked to mark on India's map. So that is why we are discussing these developments in proper sequence, right? So the first session of Indian National Congress, when the Congress formed, it was formed in the year 1885. Session was held in Bombay. It was headed by W.C. Banerjee. His full name was Vyomesh Chandra Banerjee. Around 78 leaders attended this. 72 delegates attended this session. Then from 1885 to 1905, the initial phase of Indian National Congress, the leaders of the Congress were called the moderates. They were, this was the phase of moderates. These leaders were called moderates because of their nature of working. They worked moderately. They believed in filing petition, passing resolution, doing every task in a legal framework, right? Then they never wanted to end the British rule in India. Rather, they believed that the Indians can learn many things from the Britishers while working in their institutions. So they were called moderates. Their main contribution can be seen in spreading the awareness among the people, in spreading the nationalism, and they brought many constitutional changes. Right. Then from 1905 to 1920 was a rough phase of the extremists. These extremists were also called radicals, or they were called radical nationalists. These terms are used in different books. Right. So extremists were different from the moderates. They believed in radical changes. Their methods were quite radical. They wanted to take quick steps or quick action to put their demand in front of the government, right? They believed in demonstration, in carrying processions, in projecting themselves to forcefully keep their demand in front of the government, to pressurize the government to accept their demands. So that is why their nature of working was quite different from the moderates. Many time question in board exam comes on extremists and moderates, difference between the two groups, right? So this is important from exam point of view. Although no direct mention is there in the chapter, but still they many time ask about the moderates and the extremists. Now, why this change in the ideology of the leaders came? Why they became so radical in their nature? This happened with a development that took place in the year 1905 in the form of partition of Bengal. Now, partition of Bengal was done by Lord Curzon, the then Governor General of India at that time, British India at that time. And to understand the partition of Bengal, first of all we need to know what Bengal province was of that time. We are not talking about the modern day West Bengal. Bengal province at that time included modern West Bengal, Bangladesh, northeastern states, parts of eastern Bihar, Odisha. This entire region was your Bengal province of that time. So Lord Curzon wanted to divide this province, this huge area, into two parts. And the reason that the government had given that the province was so huge that to carry out administration in an efficient way, it requires that this province needs to be divided. If the division is done, then the smooth running of administration can be possible here. So division, this was the reason that was given by the British government, but the actual motive behind doing the partition of Bengal was to divide this region in two parts, and the division was done on the basis of religion. Creation of East and West Bengal. East Bengal reserved for the Muslim community and West Bengal was reserved for the Hindu community. So they followed the policy of divide and rule, divide the Indian population and create a gap between these communities, and then they wanted to rule the nation, right? So this was one of the important event which led to rise of many young leaders who were of radical nature. This was a time when the revolutionaries were quite active in the Indian political arena, right? So this development was responsible for coming up of more extremists in the Indian politics. Now, year 1906, this was an year in which the Muslim League formed. This was another political party, rather the first party which was based on religion, on religious line, right? A pure party favoring the Muslim community to promote the cause of Muslims. To oppose the partition of Bengal in 1906, Swadeshi and boycott movement was started by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Now these two movements were complementary to each other. Swadeshi, as the name suggests, Swadesh means Swam ke Desh ka, means emphasizing on using more indigenous goods, promoting indigenous industries. And when every Indian will use the indigenous goods and promote the Indian industry, then we can destroy the British trade in India, right? And this Swadeshi cause was supported by boycott movement, means boycotting the British goods or the foreign goods. By boycotting their goods, we can actually promote the indigenous industries. Right. So these two movements were complementary to each other. Initially, the boycott movement was targeted to boycott the British goods, but later on, its sphere extended to boycotting the English language, boycotting the English institutions or the British institutions in India. Right. So this is about the Swadeshi and boycott movement. That was a reactionary movement that started against the decision of partition of Bengal taken by the Britishers. Now, year 1909 was an important year when the British government introduced the Government of India Act 1909. This act is also called Morley-Minto Reform. Minto was then the Governor General of British India and Morley was the Secretary to the Governor General. Right. So they both brought the reforms. They introduced the reforms in the British administration here. The importance of these reforms were that they first time introduced separate electorates for the Muslims. Now try to understand, this term is used in the book, but nowhere in the book the definition is given of separate electorate. Here separate electorate means that the Muslim community, people of Muslim community, they will elect only the Muslim leaders. By giving this favor to one particular community, they actually wanted to earn their loyalty, right? And the Muslims in India, they started becoming loyal to Britishers. They saw Britishers favoring them, right? They saw them that they are actually promoting the minority community of Muslims in India. So they became loyal to Britishers. So this was considered again an act of dividing the Indian population on the religious line, and they wanted, by dividing the population, Indian population, and they wanted to rule the nation. So divide and rule policy was again implemented by the British India. So till here we have discussed around till 1909. We'll be continuing further in the next video. Go through these points, make your notes, and thanks for watching this video.